Okay. He yields this time with 1 minute and 20 left. Let me go ahead and get this timer reset for you, Pan. Do you need your screen share, Pan? Take your time. We're here. We can't hear you, though. You're muted.
I've been talking this whole time. Can you hear me?
No, we
Can
can't
you
hear
hear me?
you. Do you need to share your screen?
Oh, no. I was going to say a couple things and then we can get it rocking. I probably won't need the whole 3 minutes either. First and foremost, we good? Wait, can you hear me?
Starts when you start, and we can hear you clear.
All right, excellent. First and foremost, salute to the channel, salute to the panel. Thank you for having me over here. You already know who it is. It's Super Pan Man, Wild as a Taliban. Salute to barbarians, all of Barbaronia, the Barbaddies. You feel me? No cut water. Big up on the heavy on the bow game. You feel me? The blood over wine game. Salute the Nagas. You know what I'm saying? Except this one. You feel me? And uh, one love to all the Pan fans that's been rocking with me across across borders. So the brother just mentioned a couple things, you know what I'm saying? Fraternity, you heard him mention a cult, you heard him mention religion even. We're gonna touch on a couple of those situations. But the one thing I want everybody to focus on is the organization is made up of individuals. And if the individuals are the problem, they should also be the focus, not necessarily the organization. But we're going to touch on all of that moving forward. We're going to shut the lights out on my brother this afternoon. And may the glory be bloody. Have a nice day. Let's get it. Oh, wait. No cut water.
So PAN is for the fraternal order, staying together and persecuting the individuals. And Ankarat is saying the whole system just need to be thrown away, basically.
I knew you have taken the affirmative and you are going.
Yeah, I'm ready to share my screen.
Anu Kakarat.
Hold on 1 second. And time starts when you start.
All right. Okay, so again, we're going to talk about this union. The Fraternal Order of Police is basically a union that basically advocates for police. They're the reasons why it was hard to get police cams and things like that when police kill people and things like that. They're the ones who are getting them off, getting them high paid lawyers, and doing all these things when we try to demilitarize the police so they don't have access to militarized weapons against the people. It's the FOP that fights against that. You know what I'm saying? So Pan got a job of trying to convince y'all that the FOP is some type of good thing. But here you go. We're gonna show you that it's really a code of impunity, and this is the and the Lost Republic. This is classified for conscious minds only. This is a forensic analysis of the suppression of black sovereignty. And as you see right here, this is the White League right here, right? And the KKK, and you see they doing a little Masonic handshake brotherhood right here. You see the little cross of bones right here, right? All this Masonic type, Masonic type. I'm not saying that this is right. We're gonna keep it going, right? And the premise of this is to show you that this premises outline a historical theory that the American policing and intelligence are not disconnected entities, but are evolving grand design with a singular objective. And what do you think that objective is? It is to prevent the rise of a messiah. And this is from the COINTELPRO. I'm pretty sure all of you guys are familiar with that. And this is the grand design right here to prevent the coalition of black nationhood, right? So they're trying to stop this black nationhood.
So you got
Why? It's the nationhood so
Fred Hampton, Huey Newton, Angela Davis. He's showing the FBI is targeted like the most powerful people behind the COINTELPRO.
or go to this website right here, pbs.org, to check that out. So, what was lost at Republic? Okay, so before we analyze the system, we must understand what it destroyed. When it destroyed Fort Negro, it was not just a camp or refugee camp. It was a sovereignty sanctuary, right? That's what it was. It was a sovereignty sanctuary, a free black republic. And we're going to get into why that black republic is such a menace and a terror to the white supremacists and the white structure, which is what America is built on. So we're going to get into the pillars of sovereignty, right? So there were 8 to 1,000 men inside this fort, right, the surrounding lands and inhabitants. Free organized society with rapid descent in not a transient camp. So it's not a transient camp, it's a thriving civilization, right? And you're talking about over 50 miles of crops along the rivers, right? And it was deep, we was able to defend it with heavy artillery, gunpowder, and ready. So that right there is showing you these are people who are trying to be autonomous to the United States, autonomous to the white supremacy, the white structure, the American white scheme. So we're gonna get into this with the political catalyst is Andrew Jackson, right? Andrew Jackson saw the fort as basically a general rendezvous for runaway slaves that threatened the security of the entire slave system, right? So this is a sitting president, right? I'm trying to tell you, this is all one seamless code. The American scheme, this whole idea of justice. It says the U.S. faced binary choice to tolerate a free black nation on its borders or to exterminate it. Slavery was a primary source of Jackson's personal wealth. He never publicly questioned his morality. Enslaved us, traders. He owned hundreds of enslaved people throughout his life. Operated 1,000-acre cotton plantation. The hermit, using the forced labor.
So far in his opening round, he's going across the board: the political catalyst, the social catalyst, the the slave patrol. He's covering all the catalysts that led up to the actual police union being formed.
The Mason, right here, closing the valve of this destruction. The explosion that destroyed Port Neal 1816 was not just a military victory. It was an erasure, a geopolitical alternative, right? It was a signal that transformation of America into an expansionist white republic. That's what happened because Port Negro and other places like it, like Fort was the alternative. Those were black republics building and forming themselves, and the United States killed it and destroyed it, erased your history, and taught you to be one of them. Right, and again, y'all can go look at that as the destruction of Fort Negro. Again, here is your boy Andrew Jackson, Big Mason, right? Uh, type. It says with the physical sanctuary destroyed, the strategy shifted. The contaminant would no longer just be ports and borders. It was about pervasive, evolving system of control, from the physic to a systemic disenfranchisement of Black people, Native Americans, the brutal Indian Removal Act, trails of tears. All of this stuff is coming from the United States government dealing with them and the people, the white American expansionist ideas. Right now, we're going to go into phase one, which is the overseers. The designs begin with the property protection, the slave patrols. Right, the slave patrols was citizen militia that deputized all white as superiors.
I think his
Now,
first round is over.
Between law enforcement and communities of color for hundreds of years. Leroy Burnell was award-winning and nationally recognized professor at Florida Agriculture Mechanical University College of Law. Having served twice, he acknowledged the judicial system and policing running deep. Even the origins of police force themselves have roots in slavery. They would hunt down and capture runaway slaves, enact their own form of brutal punishment,
I'm judging
and
this debate
then
right
return
now.
those broken Black men and women to their owners for another round of physical or disfiguring abuse. When slavery was abolished in 1865, slave patrol transformed into something else. In Reconstruction and post-Reconstruction era, law enforcement often played a participatory and sometimes leading role in lynchings, Jim Crow laws, right? Again, this is all government law. Police is all one entity, all affecting us at one time. Came after the Reconstruction ended in 1877. They created the apartheid in the United States. Segregation was in the schools, restaurants, whatever, white only bathrooms, yada yada yada. Y'all know this. Black people were forced to be on the back of buses. Police enforced those laws. The police did. The police were the ones who enforced the cruelty, right? This is the origins of the police system. So when we get into it, then you gotta understand this is an invisible empire we're talking about, right? Following the 13th Amendment, the control mechanism went underground. That's 1865 to 1915. The Ku Klux Klan functioning as the night shift of the former slave patrol, right? And those tactics were deniable assets. Sheriff by day, Klansmen by night. The Ku Klux Klan was not a separate from the state, but a tool to bypass the new constitutional right. Shocking all terror. And that same shocking all terror you can see today with these named people with, and this is just 1% of the names of the have murdered or have unalive, right? And it's the FOP who are hiring their lawyers and giving these people immunity to the things that they're doing. Because if they were held by the same standard that you were, which is through the Constitution, they will be held as murderers and killers and be locked up. Y'all can go look at all of those names and unknown names right there at this website right here. Right? Okay, so now we're going to get into the Brotherhood of Immunity.
Fraternal
right?
Order of
Fraternal Order of
Police.
Police, which is presented as a protection racket for enforcement. That's what it is from 1915 to present. And again, there you can go see that slave patrol badge right there, right? So like I told y'all, Pan got a hard time to show y'all, teach y'all that, or somehow show you like, oh, some police are good. Okay, yeah, but we ain't got time to shift through the bunch to find out which ones is. We need protection ourselves. So the mechanism of this blue wall of silence as armor, a vow of loyalty to the brotherhood over law. It creates an internal culture where reporting misconduct is viewed as betrayal. And y'all all know this to be true. If one of these police officers snitch on one of their police homeboys, we all know what's gonna happen to him. He gonna lose his job and some more stuff, right? And the mechanism is qualified immunity, legislative shield, legal doctrines that make prosecuting officer or for exterminating a subject nearly impossible, right? And you see that now this white hood can now come in tactical black. You can get it in tactical black. They getting brown people, black people. It don't matter. You see this right here? This is state sanctioned violence coming from the police, coming directly from the government. This is all one code of immunity, dealing with white supremacy, with the white man being at the top. And right here, you can see these are look at the headhunters from 1950 to the 1970s. Look, all of these, look at them smiling. All of them right here, well, all of them are a part of the same system that is murdering our leaders. And you see right there, they here to serve and protect. They just here to serve and protect while the FOP manages the streets. The federal agencies manage the mines. COINTELPRO, nigga, was the brains of the whole design, right? Y'all know about this, right? To prevent the rise of Messiah, who can unify him? The militant black nationalist movements, right? This J. Edgar Hoover, y'all can go look it up yourself, right? And what did they target? Leadership. Here go Huey P. See assassinations, incarcerations, infiltrations were used to remove visionaries capable of organizing coalitions. Targets like Malcolm X, MLK, Fred Hampton, the Black Panthers. All these people were killed by the police, and guess who gave them their cover? Guess who gave them the cover? Guess who gave them immunity? That's right, the FOP. Right, so that this is your brother Pan, big Pan, African Pan. Now it's going to convince you that they your friends. They your friends, right? So and we're just going to get into the introduction of crack through the CIA, right? I told you the intelligence program. In cahoots, right? Flooding the hoods with narcotics, introducing narcotics into power sellers to fund off wars while simultaneously destabilizing the community within.
Sorry, I was muted. That's
Economic
time.
warfare.
That's time. I got to.
Okay,
I don't know
okay.
if you can hear me.
When I come back, I got.
You got it. That's time.
Boy.
Pan. Are you ready, sir?
Well, now we got Pan. Pan stance is going to be the fraternal order is different from what Akarat, I think his name is. And the individual is the one to blame, not the system. The system is set in place and we need the system. That's going to be his stance.
I don't know who he was talking to. He wasn't talking about this conversation, but let's get it rocking.
Time starts when you start.
Oh no, wait! I need you to share the screen. Hold on. Bang. Share screen. It's already up. Bop. Bop. You got it. Can you see it?
Sure can.
Boom. Let's go. All right. Real quick, is the screen moving? You can see 2 screens there?
Yep.
Let's get it. All right, first and foremost, let's deal with how Homeboy is framing this. It's definitely not about them being our friends. Let's get that out the way right now. You know what I'm saying? We've been watching the enemies of our race for a while now and keeping tabs on them. Part of the way that we've been doing that is them voluntarily giving us ways to keep tabs on them. You feel me? So let's get into it.
Good
Batman,
opening.
let's rock. So the golden age of fraternalism, that's where all of this spookism behind secret societies come, right? So let's get into it. The golden age of fraternalism, you know what I'm saying, is the mindset where you see a fraternal form, that means there's potential covert power, right? So back in the days, over time, you know what I'm saying, we've had for sure some real and some imagined abuses by groups using fraternal structures. But even the brother earlier just he gave you a list of fraternal structures that's not negative in a practice in general, right? Talking about college student organizations, etc., right? So due to some of those influences back in the day, you know what I'm saying? Collusion, nepotism, hidden influence, and racism, right? Now it's the template for now what moves forward. You know what I'm saying? Any fraternal features, you heard them, it's a cult now. You know what I'm saying? It's, you know what I mean? Like, come on. The live structure, the internal hierarchy, the secrecy, the discipline, the policy is a cult now. And it could be another hidden power group like COINTELPRO, right? But we all know groups that's like this. I even have a friend that's in a group called NACA that people call a, you know, never mind, let's move. So if we want to keep an eye on these guys, we know, right? We can see their records right here. You know what I'm saying? The Order of Odd Fellows, the Knights of Pythias, the Improved Order of Red Men, which is an interesting study. You should go check that out, right? But they keep records, you know what I'm saying, back from 1878 here, 1870. You know what I'm saying? The golden age. Back then, they wanted to dress up, they wanted to act a fool, had their little secrets, right? But at the same time, you know what I'm saying, they actually are serving people, right? So that's a difficult thing. So are all of the doctors that's Shriners in these hospitals saving 1.5 million children since 1922? You know what I'm saying? Actually in a conspiracy to kill people. So during our face-off, the brother mentioned the Masonic fraternity. He also mentioned it here tonight about Masonry and secret handshakes and all that, right? And he mentioned the Masonic Fraternal Order of Police, right? Which he found out in our face-off wasn't real, right? It was a scam made by those people. You know what I mean? And here it is. This is actually him finding it out in real time. I happened to screenshot it because I'm petty. He looked it up right in front of us and found out right in front of us that that right there organization is not real. And so the things that people tie to the actual Fraternal Order of Police, you know what I'm saying, is really some conspiracy theory business. So reform, yes, and disband, no. You know what I'm saying? Even if the FOP is guilty of every critique, that's really why it should remain intact so we can see them. You feel me? Its existence makes the white institutional power more visible. It concentrates the opposition instead of scattering it, produces clear political contrast, enhances black organizing clarity, and reinforces the need for independent black institutions. Disbanding it would be like turning on a fog machine before battle. Somebody mute out. I'm hearing you cough and breathe. Even critics admit the FOP has contributed to certain benefits for people, right? Because you got to admit, no matter how black you are, there are black officers, right? And you know what I'm saying? We have seen the FOP do certain things in reform efforts and trying to do outreach efforts into the community. They do scholarships, they do community programs, and they do local youth mentorship. Even though it's more happening more in recent times, that is a symbol in itself of reformation being a thing. The FOP published guidance and best practices for body worn cameras, right? Here it is, right here. It's the whole thing. We ain't got to read it. But they did. They put out an entire booklet for it, you know what I'm saying, in a reformation aspect because, you know what I'm saying, things was wilding, as he pointed out, and there needed to be some changes made. And so now, even though they did have instances of fighting